Victims in this world are lost. And I basically, my whole 53 years of my life was death. Like the Beetlejuice girl, wearing black, just wanting to die. Oh, she found ghosts upstairs. Oh, the couple ghosts go, can I join you? Beetlejuice wants to join her. Oh, no, I don't think so. That's a pretty good movie. So if a victim wants to be paid back for all the hell that they've been through, naturally. But that'll never happen. So your insane abuser, whoever that is, they'll never, ever, ever, ever pay you back. But they'll promise to help you out. They'll give you an empty promise. They'll give you a little crumb. Well, maybe I'll help. Maybe I'll do that. And that's not good enough. Insane abusers stay the same. They choose that victim, and they never, ever will give that victim anything but their own hell. Because insane abusers absolutely hate themselves. They just take off their mask, and they throw it on the victim that they choose. And that's reality. And I can't imagine an all-loving God ever having an eternal hell. I mean, the majority of my life was hell. Unfortunately. Some of it is my fault. But the majority of it, I never ever would have had a death frame of mind if I wasn't traumatized. I never ever would have wanted to die if I wasn't traumatized. I never would have insane thoughts of wrecking everything that's around me if I wasn't traumatized. And it's a really, really, really hard thing, but yeah, you have to let go, and let go is forgiving. I always said, you don't have to forgive, but yeah, you have to want the best for the person. So you don't want them to be tortured like they tortured you, so you want the best for them. That's forgiving them. But I couldn't say the forgive word. I deliberately forget them. Well, that's not good enough to deliberately forget. It doesn't. Your mind. If you try to deliberately do something, then you do the opposite. There you go. That's, I like try to be logical about it. Say, well, I go above and beyond and I deliberately forget. It doesn't work. If you deliberately try to go out of your way to get somebody to be on your side, or you deliberately go out of your way to do anything, it won't work. You can be determined in a positive way, deliberately clean, when you don't feel like it, and then you'll get momentum up, and you'll be able to clean. But you first have to do it. You first have to be positive. You first have to do, you can't just give up and be like, oh man, it's all their fault. Which, yeah, like you can blame, victims can blame like 99% on their abuser. Yeah, they can. But it is at least 1% the victim's fault. Like, after, having a chance, it is somewhat their fault. And actually, what I always hated what they said about victims is, oh, well, you don't have to take anyone's abuse or allow them to talk you down. Well, in most situations, the victim has to put up with their abusive husband who has their kids. Or, you have to deal with family. You have to deal with certain really, really bad situations. And so, just to be like, oh, well, just never talk to that person again. It just doesn't even happen. You might see him in a grocery store. You might see him walking down the street. You might see him with your friend or whatever. People aren't realistic. Just solve the problem. Don't see the abuser anymore. Well, what's the circumstance? My circumstances were awful. But I don't have to keep them and want to die all the time. I forget that little girl in Beetlejuice. I don't want to be dead. I always had a death frame of mind. I was always, complaining and talking, this is awful. Yeah, it is awful. So I should shut the fuck up about it. Just shut up. It doesn't do me any good. Just shut up. It brings, anything negative brings somebody down. Naturally. Why wouldn't it? Like, you don't want to hear a bad story. You don't want to hear, but unfortunately, that's the majority of this earth. Probably 75% more is in really, really bad shape. And that's just the way it is. So, there should be help, but there's not. Victims should have help, like, right away. Like, Lorraine Bobbitt, just imagine if when she had her, I think she had 2 kids to him. What if somebody, like her 3rd year, would have just taken her to Jamaica and lived there for a year? Then the tragedy wouldn't have taken place. And, you live in a really sick world. This one guy didn't even know that was sewn back on, and he did porn. I mean, that's an insane world that you live in. Like, that's hell. Like, how can that even happen? Like, oh, she did something wrong. No, she should have been taken to Jamaica the 1st year of the really, really bad, abusive death relationship. It was 1000% his fault. Okay, she's a sweet little, nice lady. And what did he do? And no one deserves hell. Just take the victim out of the hell that they're in. But, oh my God, how many victims? How many are there? And they're living in hell. And they can't help it. This world's totally insane. It shouldn't be that bad in this world. There is power, wonder-working power in the blood of Jesus. There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of Jesus. That's the only thing that kept me sane for a long time. About 7 years now. And, I believe in my Jesus. And he is God. Whatever that is to people. But people believe that we're all one. And no, I'm not a part of Hitler again. I'm not a part of Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, or Jeffrey Dahmer. There's 4. Or the Turpins. or Sybil's mom. No, you're like, that's what's wrong about New Age. Oh, we're all one. Well, are you part of that clan? Are you part of that crowd? That's insanity. No, of course not. So the New Age is a bit off. We're not all one. Maybe my God will destroy the earth with fire and they disappear. I mean, I liked the Jehovah's Witness kid that said, you take all the evil out for 1,000 years. It says it somewhere, I think in Revelations, I guess. Yeah, and just keep it that way. Yeah, take Hitler and Stalin, Mao Zedong, demons, Jeffrey Dahmer demon, and just... And Charles Manson is totally insane. Not total nutcase, but how did he mind control these 7 people? And mind you, how many people are controlled? Mind controlled by family members. You know, he didn't mean it. Mr. Bobbitt didn't mean to beat up Lorraine and rape her. He didn't mean it, no.